justice for all.
Good evening, everybody. Today's May 5th, 2025. 8:04 p.m. Kevin, you want to get a roll call?
Sure, I see you're here, Mayor. Deputy Mayor White said she's not here. Trustee Belton, I see is absent. Trustee Gutman.
Present.
Trustee Rosner.
Present.
Attorney Ugel is not here. Engineer Fusco. Isaac Eckstein. Bill Stern. Here.
Thank you. We're going to have the hearing about this process in accordance with the order. Mr. Fusco, would you mind sharing with us?
Sure, I'd be more than happy to. So, what we do is we have 3 items that were put together for local laws. And this is the public hearing for them. The first one was for the rural residential district regulations. And basically the local law was amending section of the code to update the open space conservation areas. The local law is a municipal home rule. The purposes, the village wishes to amend the zoning for the purpose to afford additional property rights to the landowners and to promote affordable housing to village residents and keep in accordance with proper planning. Towards that end, the section of the code that was proposed to be altered was to change the open space conservation areas from 50% to 15%. And that layout was to continue with that towards the benefit of affordable housing. The second one we have is in the relationship to vehicle and traffic. And on this one, what has happened is that we do have, and we have contracted with surveyors of the DPW for sweeping of the streets. And what we have proposed is that parking between March 15th and November 15th, that the parking would be eliminated on Thursday evenings, basically so that we could keep the village clean. So that will be enforced again, and it's an effort to keep the city clean, the village clean, and for street sweeping. So that's one of them. And the last one is be enacted by the Board of Trustees, that the purpose is to control private well water in the village of South Blooming Grove, pending the village-wide water systems. And we're amending Chapter 84 to water by adding to that the village engineer may grant approval for such modifications as in the opinion of public health and safety may require. No work will begin until the village engineer who shall know his approval and the applications of the drawings in 85, 3, 33, 34, and 35. Retroactive, any wells drilled in the village of South Blooming Grove previously or in the future will be transferred to the village of South Blooming Grove upon the installation of village-wide water district connection to the applicant's property, who shall become a user of the village, and said wells will be used to supplement village water supplies. This village law would take effect immediately. Those are the 3.
Thank you. Now we have a public comment.
Comments on any of the 3?
Susan?
Correct.
All 3 items.
All 3,
All 3 items.
chapters.
They won't keep it.
a motion to open
I
the
make a
public
motion to
hearing.
open the public hearing for all the items.
Oh,
I'll
so,
second it.
all in favor? Aye.
Okay, Bonnie Rum, Blooming Grove. In 235, 14.1 C1, I believe it is, it's mentioned major subdivisions. What constitutes a major subdivision?
What are you referring to?
In one of your regulations here, it talks about changing the amount of space required for open space from 50% to 15%. And it's talking about major subdivisions. What's a major subdivision?
Go ahead. It's a question or a comment?
I'm asking. What is a major subdivision? What makes a subdivision a major subdivision?
There's definitions in the code.
And can you tell me what that is?
Continue with the comment, I'll try to answer whatever you can, yeah.
You don't know what it is?
Oh, I know what it
We
is.
can circle back.
Well,
We don't have to go back and forth. Thank you, Mayor. You-
no. So basically, oh,
It's in the zoning
Listen,
code
sir.
definition.
somebody who thinks that convicted pedophile should be released from jail doesn't get any respect. So there you go. The other thing is, if 15% of the open space, which says including wetlands, floodplains, so and so, what if the area of floodplains and wetlands is greater than 15% on the person's land? What do you do then? I don't see that anybody's going to answer that, but that's the question. And then it would, the Section 5, which talks about separability, is very confusing. So I'm sure you can't explain that either.
Which one? Excuse me? Which one?
Section 5. It's on the third page that you handed out.
Separability.
Yeah, I found it very confusing. Do you understand what it was said, what was being said here? But you won't comment or answer any questions. I guess that's it on that. Do you want this to be about the water?
Everything.
The
Okay,
hearings.
chapter 85, which is talking about water. What modifications to private wells are you talking about? And if you're going to take over somebody's private well that they have paid for, I assume you're going to pay them for that well. Otherwise, that's theft of service, I believe, or property. So the question is, how much are you going to pay people for their wells if you're going to take it over? And I guess that once you take it over, if you do, you will be responsible for maintaining those wells. Another cost to the village. And the last one, 222, it says no parking standing for vehicles. Okay, for street sweeping. I get that. I'm going to leave that alone.
Thank you for your comment. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I would like to know exactly what's going on with the water.
What's your name and address, please?
My name is Howard McLean.
Address?
I live on 3 Beach Tree Road. I'd like to know what's going on with the water. I've been here almost 30 years. I've never seen anything like this. 2 weeks ago, I had to spend $8,000 out of my pocket to put a water filtration system in my house. I can't drink it. I can't do laundry. The only thing it's good for is flushing. And you know you don't want me to finish the rest. This water is crap. Absolutely crap. I can't even do my laundry. This is a white t-shirts. White. I'm constantly going out to buy new t-shirts. This is my laundry. I've been here 27 years. I used to always get literature on how good the water is in the village of Rootman Grove. What the hell happened? Why is the water like this? I gotta buy water from ShopRite. I now had to take out $8,000 to put a filtration system into my house because I can't brush my teeth. I can't use the water for cooking. What's going on? But instead, I get a bill for $70-something for quarterly, paying for additional garbage pickup. That's what you guys, we went over this almost like over a year ago. I believe back in February. And now you broke it up quarterly. I don't care about additional garbage pickup. I live alone. It takes me over a week to fill one garbage bag. My whole thing is if you guys with the large families want additional garbage pickup, you pay for it. Do not push this on the whole town. We all don't have large families like you people do. But I'm more concerned with this water because this is nonsense. I'm not gonna get reimbursed this money, but I can't even drink or cook with the water. And then you have the nerve to send me a water bill with the sewer bill. What the hell is that? This water is crap, and it never used to be like this. Now I know they just put all new hydrants in the area, and I was told that it's to flush the system out. I don't see a difference. I've got one right in front of my house now over a month. I haven't seen a difference in the water since these new hydrants have been installed. I want to know what's going on with the water supply. I really do. Why do I have to keep buying bottled water from ShopRite? And it got to the point now where I had to come out and pay $8,000 for a filtration system. I'm very pissed off behind that.
Thank you.
Mr. Mayor, if you would like, I can respond to a little bit updates. Would you like me to respond?
Please.
You could, but he could, but you go ahead, yeah.
Sure.
Yes, sir.
So number one, we all have the same issues. It's not an issue that's.
I know it's not just my house,
Exactly.
but I mean, nothing is being done about it. No literature is going around to the homeowners. Nothing.
So just I wanna just make a point out there. So we're all on the same boat. Okay, we're all dealing with the same issues. We're all trying to make this go away. Having that said, it's not gonna happen overnight. But on top of that, I've been living here probably about 9 years. This has been in my house. It was from day one. When I moved, I live in Virginia. I live over here. I don't know. Maybe it was different systems. And I know that there was improvement made with the Marywold filtration plant. I'm not sure if that affects also Beach 3. You can talk about that. I'm not sure which filter goes to which area, so I'm not sure. But we all have occasionally. I don't have it every day, but occasionally we all have brown water. One of the public hearings that you saw tonight, if you read it, is that we would like to add all the wells that people own on private properties. There are wells, for example, there's a well that has a couple hundred gallons a minute, and there's a bunch of wells that is just sitting out there, and we don't have access to it because it's privately owned. Instead of having to go back and forth with people and negotiate with them, we're passing a resolution, passing a law to have that come over to the village in a quicker manner, so we have enough water. One of the main reasons the water is brown is because the water goes short very often. And whenever it goes short, we have to put in more water with truck water. It brings up sand and sediment from the ground. That's what happens with the water. That's why it becomes brown. We're trying to prevent that. We're working with Orange County, we're working with the DEC. This is the top priority is that the water system should have enough water, clean water, and that nobody should have these issues. And we come home at night and we get the same complaints from my wives because they're doing the laundry.
It's bad. Yeah, it's bad.
The same thing, and I feel you. You know, this is what we're trying. This is our top priority.
It's horrible.
I know. I agree.
And we also working on new wells.
Well,
Besides-
yeah, that's gonna have everything.
So that's something that we are just forgetting about.
It's for sure, it's a top priority for the board and the village to make sure we have enough clean water. This is going on
It's
for
not
years.
Me everybody. So
It's
we
the idea
try
for the
to
mayor.
see if we can solve the problem.
This is going to happen. We're gonna have clean water one day, very soon.
All right,
Next.
sir. I'll make the motion to close this hearing.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
We're going to proceed with the regular meeting. It's 8:20. Call this meeting to order. I just want to reassure you that we are working hard to solve the water issue. And it's been existing forever since this village was formed.
I don't think so. I've been here 27 years.
The last 9 years for sure.
I agree.
I would say
35,
about
I think,
7.
yeah.
I'd say about 7.
Yeah?
I'd say about 7.
I remember
It's
from whenever
never-
I moved
never-
in.
I've never seen it this bad. Never.
All right,
It's crazy.
that's the only comment I'm going to make.
Okay.
And correspondence done? And now we go to the resolutions here.
So the first resolution will be you appointing Doug Franco as a member of the village planning board, so there's no vote needed on it, I just want you to, acknowledge,
It's a reappointment?
it is a reappointment.
Should be Melech. Melech Hela is fabulous on that board.
Yeah, but he's probably, doesn't need to be
There's a
Well,
term.
he's an alternative, but
Most of the time
he
he's
pays the attention,
Yeah,
and he's on the ball.
he is.
Dove likes to look at his phone.
You're appointing Doug Franco, Mayor?
Yes,
You're appointing
Yes, I am.
Doug Franco to the planning board?
yes, I am.
The next one is an appointment of the chairperson, Yeshua Bittman, to the zoning board of appeals.
I am.
And the third one is reappointing Shalom Lieberman as a member of the ZBA.
Yes, I am. I'll see.
Okay, so this resolution is a resolution for a declaration as a lead agency for the Village of South Blooming Grove Water System Shortage Meters and Distribution System Upgrade. So it's a secret notice where the village board is declaring lead agency.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
The next resolution is a resolution adopting and amending the schedule of fees and costs. We've gone over them with the engineering and the board, and, so we're adopting, just a few things were amended, in the fee schedule.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
There's a furthermore here too. Furthermore, be it resolved that the review of the long form EAF and consideration of environmental significance, the village board declares a negative declaration of any environmental significance and authorizes the mayor to sign the secret documents part 3.
That was the first resolution. That was motioned by trustee Gutman and Deputy Weiss seconded.
Just wanna
Everyone's
make sure
still in
that-
Just go
agreement?
to the proper text, exactly.
Did you take a vote?
That was already voted on, he just read the resolution
Uh-huh.
further. So I read the top of the resolution, but Al was reading the resolve.
Okay.
As I said, if the board still agrees, trustee Gutman made a motion on that resolution.
I'll make a motion again for that in text.
Deputy Mayor Weiss has seconded, and then every motion.
Oh,
The next resolution is, a resolution authorizing the mayor to establish a Department of Public Safety.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next resolution is we're declaring a state of emergency for the, critical infrastructure, and if you wanted to speak more on this.
I'll elaborate a little bit on this, Mr. Mayor, if I may. Over the past period of time, we know about it for a couple of years now, and we've tried multiple avenues how to address the situation. But what is taking place on State Route 208, especially over the recent short-term period of time, is just the State Route 208 has become a total stretch of carnage. In the past 40 days, we had a total of 8 motor vehicle accidents. I've created a timeline over here just so that you understand the severity of the situation. Is we had March 20. Where you got it?
Take your time,
We have it over here.
take your time.
On March 20, we have a shuttle bus flipped over with 10 injured passengers. April 2, we have a vehicle sideswiped on State Route 208, corner Mary Road Lane South. 2 people injured. April 7, another vehicle sideswiped on State Route 208 at corner Captain Carpenter Road. Also 2 people injured. One of them is a fellow police officer in the Town of Blooming Grove Police Department. April 9, there was a head-on collision, State Route 208, corner Mary Road Lane North. 2 people injured. Then on April 10, we had a vehicle crashing into a utility pole on State Route 208, corner Stonegate Drive. There was almost we're talking about 4 fatalities that was saved. Crashed into the pole. 10 seconds after the people were ejected from the vehicle exploded. If we've been arriving like literally seconds later, there were 4 fatalities. We had April 22nd, another head-on collision, State Route 208, corner Sleepway, 2 people injured, and another head-on collision on same day, April 22nd, also on corner Stonegate Drive, involving the school bus with kids. And on May 4th, which was yesterday, another head-on collision on State Route 208, corner Marywood Lane North, with 3 people injured. This carnage has to stop, and we have to take whatever measures is afforded by law and under emergency powers when the village creates a state of emergency, and implement those measures. And I hereby ask the board tonight to declare the state of emergency. We'll initially do it for 30 days, and if it needs to be extended, we'll extend it. And we're in discussions with the attorneys, Monaco Cooper, to see what available options there are on the table under a state of emergency to remedy the situation on the 208, so it can be safe for all travelers, both living in the village and traversing to and from work every day.
Okay, help us out here. I know about it, other people don't. When you say state of emergency, I'm doing it.
Yes.
Be more clarified.
Basically, when you declare the state of emergency, you have more options available since it's an emergency situation. There's a few things that we're working on. We're working with the DOT. We're working with the DOT to expand that,
Yes.
which has been held up for such a long time. So part of the options that we might get here is the New York State DOT is now allowing Altis and Optimum and Frontier to come to remove their cables. Basically, there are 2 poles that have to be moved. So we installed 2 new poles. Orange and Rockland came right, they removed the high voltage cables, but then the low voltage, Altis and Frontier, they're not coming because the New York State DOT is not letting them to come. They're only allowed to work on any state highway in the Hudson Valley in this region. They're only allowed to work under emergencies.
Okay.
So, like for example, when the incident happened, one of the incidents that they said, the car into the electric pole, the entire village was out of internet, electricity, and everything, and they came over. They were here overnight. But here, they have a permit into the Altis and Frontier for a few months already, and they cannot come because they're banned by the DOT to work when it's not an emergency. So this
I
is-
understand.
yeah.
There's
Yeah,
also
for the
some
public.
more options
It's
that
something
can
for
be
the public to
implemented,
understand.
which we will get to as we get in the upcoming weeks.
Okay. Well,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
The next resolution that we have before you is the, Alan, do you wanna talk about this
Yes.
one?
The next resolution is Village of South Blooming Grove Emergency Water Seeker. I'll read it. Whereas the Village of South Blooming Grove is in a water emergency, and whereas the Village of South Blooming Grove is trucking water to the system which is not sustainable. And whereas the Village of South Blooming Grove wishes ultimately to obtain title for the purchase, lease for an existing well that has a 72-hour test and Part 5 analysis. And whereas the seeker short form has been submitted at the above noted emergency water supply in accordance with Part 617. And whereas this is an unlisted action under seeker and an uncoordinated review, be it resolved that the Village of South Blooming Grove Village Board declares itself lead agency for this action. Furthermore, in accordance with Part 617, provides a determination that this action has no significant impact on the environment and authorizes the mayor to sign the same.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
The abstract is in front of everyone, if everyone can sign it, I emailed it to everyone, so I just need a motion to adopt
I'll
that.
make a motion to adopt it. Okay.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Then we have the minutes from the last meeting,
April 2nd?
yes.
7th, I'm sorry. I'll make a motion to adopt.
Signature of the state of emergency for everyone to
Who's
sign.
the second? Yeah, I'll
That's
tell you in a
afterwards.
minute.
Right.
Anybody wants to
I will
second?
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Trustees, any
I will.
comment?
Yeah.
Any comment, trustees?
One comment, the public hearing was closed, right? But it's
Mhm.
open for comments, for written comments,
Was closed.
was closed completely?
Yeah.
Was already passed.
Okay, I'll make a motion to adjourn this meeting.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good night. Be well. Thank you.
What's his name? What's your address?
3 Beach Tree.
Can we have the water, check out the
Look at
lines
the-
over there, see what's going on?
Someone might come to your house tomorrow, okay?
Who, Brandon?
Brandon or someone else?
Believe me, I
You
have
guys are
him-
friends already?
I have him on speed dial.
Wow.
I appreciate it. But, I don't know what he's gonna do. It's gonna clear anything up. I mean,
Did he test it for minerals or
I've
any
had
other
it
substances?
tested. I've had it tested before. I got this filtration system put in.
I'm talking about Brandon. Did Brandon do a test?
No, not that I
We'll
know.
have him do a test.
Let him
to see
do it.
what's
Let
in
him
there.
stop by.
Maybe it's just sediment, but we'll have to check it out. Sometimes it's a chemical reaction if it's not properly filtered. For example, when iron and manganese get together, this is not water.
From the base system, just put it on.
Show you the site plan.
Any of these, okay?
We'll have him stop by again. You take another look.
Wait a minute.
Thank you.
We have one more. No, we're not going anywhere.
What do we got?
What is it?
Supposed to present.
What?
No, you
Yeah,
guys can go. Are we supposed to discuss the permit?
No, not.
Not tonight?
What is it? What's going on?
Thank you so much.
John Henry.
Again, anything you want to retain for over 30 days, please download to your device. Facebook no longer holds videos for longer than 30 days. So what made you sign that letter, Joel?
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Bonnie, for showing up.
Yeah.